Hello, everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Girls Frontline episode 5. I don't know what's gonna happen today. um, I thought that we're gonna use every concurrent episode to rescue one member of the AR team, right? We started with A4M1, then we rescued Sopmod, AR-15, I think that's her name, is still left for us to rescue, and someone else. I forgot her name. But yeah, we still have two members of the AR team to save, but apparently we won't save them, at least not quite yet, because our base, the forward base of Griffin, or whatever it was, some sort of a control center, was hit by a Sangvis Ferri attack. So I wonder if they're gonna relocate. I would assume they would, but maybe they're just gonna take their time to secure the base and fix it up. I don't know. I don't know, but what I do know is that we aren't going for another rescue mission, apparently. Although that might change. I mean, it is a whole episode ahead of us. Perhaps we're gonna spend like half of the episode fixing the base, and the other half will be saving AR-15, or maybe AR-15 is gonna save herself. Hell, who knows? Anything can happen. In the last episode, we also met, as I mentioned, Submod. We mentioned AR. We met AR-15. All the squad. They all seem to be safe and sound, so that's always important. Except AR-15. Yeah, I think it's AR-15 who's been captured by Hunter, by the Sangvis Ferri high tier doll that's after them for some reason. They are after M4A1 in particular, and they're planning to use AR-15 as bait. Now, a couple of things that are worth mention that I learned since the last episode from people in the comments, from I think some of that was also mentioned on my Discord, which you can join, by the way, link in the description and all that. Yeah, I was questioning why our T-Dolls, Griffin T-Dolls, weren't using the same kind of weapons that Sangvis is using. And apparently I missed, or I forgot, or I disregarded a mention of Griffin being more like a private militia company rather than, proper military. And that also means they have no access to the beam weapon technology or whatever it's called, so they're using the old school classic weapons. Also, Griffin doesn't use like military dolls. Some of them, like M4A1, Submod, and basically the entirety of the AR team, were created or modified, I'm not quite sure, by Persica or by Persica's division to be more combat oriented, but all the other T-dolls are civilian T-dolls. They were used as housekeepers, they were used as gardeners in all those civilian roles, and that's also why they have names based on the guns they're using, because only a single gun has been imprinted on each of them. As I suspected, every single T-Doll has just one gun they are perfectly synchronized with, and hence their names. Okay, I think that's it. I think that clears things up, so we should just watch this episode, shall we? I'm gonna give you guys some subs. I'm gonna wear my trusty headphones. Is my tea drinkable yet? It is cold enough. It's just forest berries. All assorted berries that grow in the forest. Let me grab some focus. There we go. What's the white stuff? It's just, I don't know, some dust or something. Man, those are getting dirty fast. My cat's hair, uh, fucking dust in the air. I miss my faux leather caps. Okay, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Girls Frontline. And let's start episode 5 of Girls Frontline by subs, please. In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, yeah, as always, last time on Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, AR-15, I got her name correctly. And she was captured by the hunter. Hmm. Oh, I thought we were gonna get the OP, but no. Ah, of course. Zhang Xian won't just leave it. There is something else, isn't there? Yep, there we go. Let's help Sop Mod. Well, change of plans. I mean, back then she said what she said because she was working with the information she had, right? First she was concerned there was no mission to save AR-15, but now the situation has changed, and it was Zhang Xian who changed it. Man, it's such a great OP. I wonder why she has the eye patch. Like, you'd think that Teedles can be repaired, so just, you know, put another eye, order a fresh eye from AliExpress and put it there. Kind of weird to have a like fully robotic being miss a body part. And she has an eye patch as well. Or is it not an eye patch? Is it some advanced targeting system that they have in place of one eye? You think that binocular vision would be important for someone who uses firearms? What? Is that Zhang VR chat avatar? Okay, we can see Karin. Also in her VR chat avatar form. I'm assuming this briefing takes place inside of some virtual space that the dolls connect to. Some cyberscape kind of deal. Yeah, the coffee I had today is wearing off. Yeah, we're doing it slow and careful. All sneaky beaky like. Submod doesn't like that, but as they say, tough shit. That's a lot of enemies. That is a lot of big enemies. Yeah, with sheer numbers. Yep. AR-15 put on display? No, not quite. Hmm. Or is it the data that she got from Sangvis acting up? Or is it some modification by Persica acting up? Or is it the reason why M4A1 is so special and Sangvis wants to capture her? Hmm. Don't tell me which one is it, by the by. If that wasn't clear, don't spoil me the story. The soundtrack kicks in. She won't. You know full well that she's not gonna stay away. Challenge accepted, thought Zhang Xiang. Drop in full 4 echelons and there you go. Let's do something wreckful then. True, they're special like that. They can operate without human intervention. M4A1 will carry out both. Speakers in the trees? Nuclear alert? A train? A train with Griffin dolls? Or a train with explosives? Sent here by Griffin. Or just a random train? Persica acting on her own? Some malfunction? Sangvis dolls fighting each other? Did Persica hack their systems or something? Or is it just some Sangvis malfunction? There we go. Now. Hmm. You need some siege equipment, or you need to sneak in. I'm asking myself the same question, Hunter. I'm asking myself the exact same question. Did AR-15 hack the base from within, or... Good to know that Mini Jack is alive and well in this universe. Okay, so it is some kind of a cyberscape. And that's the antivirus. Frontal assault. Machine guns. Helipads from the game. And there goes your power. I think it's not like they're attacking each other, they're attacking whoever. Or no, it's Hunter. Or Hunter's dummy? No, I don't think advanced Sangvis dolls use dummies. It's more like those grunts are acting like they're dummies, I think. Just spray and pray. Is it, though? That was impressive. She's gonna use the container somehow? What? She's gonna use the container, alright. Blow up the container? It's just some flimsy steel. C4. That's always fun. Oh, that's impressive. Is she like a super special hacker? She has some special hacking subsystems or something? Talk less, shoot more. There we go. There goes Hunter. AR-15 did. How did she free herself though? And yeah, for a moment I thought that it's M16 that just swooped in, but it was apparently AR-15 working on the inside. She really likes silence, doesn't she? Thank you. Arigato. Yep, arigato. So, next episode we're saving M16. Okay, that means my predictions were more or less correct. Every episode we're gonna save one member of the AR team. The ED is an absolute bop as well. I don't know what it is about this like child chorus in songs, but I love it. I know it's probably not child chorus. It's just maybe the seiyuu of the characters here singing it, but this high pitched chorus that comes in at certain points as a highlight. That and clapping, and not like constant clapping, but a couple of claps to highlight some point in music. Those are my weaknesses. I love the opening of Amagi Brilliant Park, for example, because of the claps that happen sometimes there. And here we have a high pitched chorus. Hmm. Oh, after credits scene. Who that? That's M16 or no? Who are they? Are we not retrieving M16 in the next episode? Are we going after a completely different mission and retrieving some other T-dolls? Or were they Sangvis dolls? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. Well, whatever it is, I know I'm gonna have fun watching it, so why question it, right? Okay, let's go through this episode again, shall we? Full screen. There we go. Yeah, last time on Dragon Ball Z. And yeah, that's a running theme here, that Zhang has a weak spot for the Diddles. And she won't just leave them alone, she won't just leave them for death. She doesn't treat them like tools, like objects, she treats them as teammates, as subordinates. That's a running theme, and I like it. And I like it because I think it portrays the player as well really well, right? Like, you as a player, at least I know that I, as a player, am aware of them being just, disposable dolls, but still I find myself a little bit apprehensive. Oh, oh, damn. Sorry. A little bit apprehensive to, for example, dismantle them or retire them. It doesn't feel quite right. Same here. Zhang portrays the player character really well, and I just like her as a character, honestly. Yeah, there's something else she's concerned about, and we're saving AR-15. OP, OP, OP. Yeah, Scorpion also has the eye patch. I don't know why. M16 and Scorpion both have the eye patch. Hmm. Now, Scorpion's eye patch looks more like an actual like visor. Like, you could argue that it's just a highly advanced eye, and it wasn't. You couldn't miniaturize it enough to fit inside of an eyeball, even though they're anime girls, so they have ginormous eyeballs. So a bit of that visor, of that super advanced eye, is sticking out, and she still has binocular vision. It's just her left eye has now some targeting subsystem or something. But M16's, yeah, M16 has the eye patch. M16's eye patch, I think we've seen it somewhere in the OP. Yeah, M16's eye patch just looks like a regular eye patch, and there are scars on her cheek. So it seems like she lost an eye, and they didn't replace it. I mean, sure, you could argue that she lost an eye during battle, and they did a patchwork job on, patching her up, but why? It's not like she can get an infection if they don't patch her up. That's the first thing. Second thing, why would they have an eye patch that fits her color scheme instead of, a piece of a band-aid, or not a band-aid, bandage, or some, fabric scavenged from some destroyed building, or, you know? But no, it's part of her design. The scar and the eye patch are part of her design. You can see it clearly because that's how she looks in the OP. But why? Why the eye patch? Why the scars? If it's explained somewhere within like the main story of the game, because I'm gonna be playing through the entirety of the main story of the game, there's no doubt about it. Then don't spoil me that, don't tell me about it. If her eye patch is a detail somewhere in like doll files, or in some whatchamacallit, flavored text or something like that, I'd be curious to hear about it. What's the reason? Or, like Persica's ears, maybe it's a complete mystery. Or maybe their eyes are actually organic, harvested from dead people. I don't know. This is just just why. Like I can understand using some kind of a cyberscape to conduct this whole what am I call it uh this whole thing. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I forgot the proper word for it. Yeah, there is something to be said about conducting it in cyberscape. You can put a screen literally anywhere. You can visualize the enemy in full 3D or the landscape or whatever, right? Infinite possibilities. But the avatar, a demon bunny with a bag. Why, Zhanshan? Why? And Kalina. I mean, Kalina's avatar at least looks, fairly normal and kind of looks like her. She has the sunglasses, she has a stack of papers, she has some clothes, and she's a kitty cat. Zhang Xian is just a demon bunny with a bag. I love Sokmot's hands. I just thought it's worth mentioning. I mentioned it before that I have a weakness for like robotic uh, arms and hands. One ringleader can easily create a huge army. Uh, I'm assuming it's kinda like the dummy system, but maybe not quite. Ah, I'm yawning so much today. Terribly sorry for that. It's kind of like the dummy link system, but not quite. From what I noticed, Sangvis troops, Sangvis grunts have maybe a little more free will than dummies. Dummies seem to be like entirely controlled by T-dolls. Meanwhile, the Sangvis grunts seem to have at least some degree of being able to act by themselves, kind of like the AR squad. Maybe not to that same degree, but they are still fairly self-sufficient. They don't necessarily always need a ringleader. I'm just a little bit guessing here. Yeah, underground transport lines, so you cannot lay siege to it. And even if you did lay siege to it, even if there wasn't this underground transport, like what was your plan? Wait for them to exhaust their ammunition, perhaps? But they're using beam weapons. Do their beam weapons even use ammunition? Or can they like grab a cable, plug it into a wall socket, and charge up the battery, or use a power bank or something, and they can keep shooting? Because if so, then they probably have some emergency power generators. So even shutting off their supply lines and laying siege to the base wouldn't really work. We're not talking about living, breathing beings here. They don't need, fresh water and food and whatnot. You can't starve them out. Now I know that someone answered my questions in one of the previous videos about Tito's eating, that they simply prefer eating regular food, but they don't have to, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think you could lay siege to that base anyway. Again, I might be mistaken. Get me the status of all our dolls and a list of how much material we've got. Yeah, Empress data is a little odd. My theories. My theories. A. The data she got from Sangvis, and I don't think she transmitted it to Persica quite yet. B. Some Persica shenanigans that make her actually special. C. Something actually nefarious. Some kind of a virus, some kind of a bug, something like that. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'm thinking it's some advanced cognitive system or whatever that Persica implanted within her that allows her to act with unprecedented degree of self-awareness and self-sufficiency and all that. And that's what Sangvis are after to gain full sentience. I don't know. I'm just throwing shit at the wall there. Maybe some of it will stick, maybe not. We'll see. Don't spoil. Please don't spoil. If we just reckon, why do we need this equipment? Because you're not just reckon. And Zhangxian knows that. Zhangxian knows full well that you're not gonna just stay as reckon. One way or another, you're gonna bust the doors and you're gonna get in. Yeah, AR-15 seems really well restrained here. Well, okay, maybe not that well. It's just a single chain. She's a mechanical T-doll. She could probably just, break it without much issue. Maybe lift up her legs and just jump on that line a little bit. Jump on that, chain. It's long. It's not that thick. It seems like it would break fairly easily, especially when you put a lot of inertia into trying to, not inertia, momentum, into trying to break it. The longer the chain is, the easier it is to snap. And suddenly, out of nowhere, a train gets derailed. I still don't quite know what it was all about. Was it AR-15 that did it? That how did she get access to like track control or whatever? Did she wait for the hunter to leave? Then she freed herself and hacked into their computer. Hmm. Hunter seems to be in her little cyberscape, so perhaps AR-15 is using that fact. And yeah, as if Zhang predicted it, they will need all the equipment because now they have an opportunity to destroy Sangvi's base and make things easier on them after it's destroyed. Now we're seeing support echelons in action. She has those two guys on her friends list, so she's borrowing some echelons from them. uh, yeah, tactical report, large data flow, and apparently Sangvi's protections of of their computers, of their network, aren't super great. They're very simple, very easy to bypass apparently, which is a little odd to me. But then again, Sangvis is like entirely directed by AI. There aren't any humans there, so perhaps there is something to that. Right? Humans are inventive. Humans can find different ways to break into those systems. So when designing protection, they are trying, all different things. There's a joke that a QA tester walks into a bar, he orders a beer, he orders 10 beers, he orders -5 beers, he orders 9,999 beers, he orders ASDF, he orders a unicorn, and then a regular client comes in asks where the bathroom is, and the whole bar bursts into flames because it wasn't a case that was unit tested. So perhaps it's something like that, right? Sangvis have their AI and they are very straightforward, right? This is the kind of attack that someone can make to our network, so this is the kind of attack we should protect against. But they don't take into account that someone might order a unicorn or a -5 beers, right? I'm not sure. Or maybe Hunter is simply bad with that stuff and she just purchased a license for Avast and installed that, and it's just Avast running there because she couldn't figure out how to do it better herself. I like her design. I like her fur coat and her hat. Resupply helicopter. Ah, it's a lot of gunfire. Right, that reminds me. There was apparently like some big controversy. I read about it on Reddit somewhere. That some of the dolls weren't using the proper guns. Some gun models were off model. Some guns weren't having the proper sound. That kind of deal. If you're a gun nut or a fanatic of the game, then sure, it probably bothers you a lot, and I agree that it's probably not the best thing they did there. If really some of the guns are simply incorrect, right? You wouldn't have AR-15 use a Kalashnikov. It's a completely different gun, right? So I understand that, but me as a casual viewer and a casual player and someone who can recognize Kalashnikov, Uzi, and Scorpion, and those are basically the only guns that I can recognize visually, and maybe like Makarov. Maybe I might be able to recognize Makarov or the rifle, the popular like single shot rifle. I forgot its name even. Yeah, that shows you how much I know about guns. For someone like me, it absolutely doesn't bother me. The sounds are cool. The gun designs are cool. That's all I care about. Now I have a couple of dolls in Dolls Frontline. I got what's her name, P7 or something. The little Doberman looking non lolly with a handgun. And if she was shown here wielding an AK-47, that would be a little bit grating, not gonna lie. But as long as it's a heavy machine gun and not a pistol, and I know that she uses heavy machine gun, that's perfectly fine with me. For all I know, she might be using a completely different model, but I don't care, quite frankly. Okay, that's a little bit of a not a rant, but a little bit of a digression. So let's get back to it. They were attacking each other, but apparently Hunter regained some control over them. Yep. And she's super fast. This is a nice character moment. Believe in our comrades. So far, the AR team were acting completely alone, without even any without any dummies. And then after they were split up, they were like completely alone. For the longest time, they were acting without a commander. Persica was kind of sort of acting like their commander, but they didn't have like actual one. So they get kind of used to it, and now they have to get used to working in a team, working in a larger squad, where it's not just them that are deployed, but there's like 3 other echelons, and they have a commander, and they have support units, and they have all that jazz, right? It's a very nice character moment for M4A1. Believe in our comrades. And yeah, Hunter is impressive, just shooting the bullet out of the sky. Some nice particle effects. And some nice sliding PNGs. uh, the container. Yes, just drop the container there without any. Uh, nobody noticed that the crane moves or anything like that. Just drop the container, and I need to check something. Out of the sky, there isn't a crane above. Did she just, pick it up and throw it? Is that what happened? Huh. I guess that's that's what would have had to happen for it to happen. But if she was able to pick it up, can the Titles that we have on site just pick it up? Can they use grenades and explosive to blow it up? I guess not. But where did AR-15 get her hands on C4? Was there like C4 casually laying around the base, and she was able to sneak her way into the warehouse, grab that C4 without knowing the layout of it, without knowing where anything is? She just randomly found some C4, planted it, and just like that, get rid of Hunter. And as we learn later, it was all according to Keikaku. Yeah, she apparently, maybe, I don't know if it's actually true, but at least that's what Hunter believes. She let her capture herself deliberately. Real Hunter chooses silence. Huh. Hmm. Feels a little bit plot holy, if you ask me. With like, how did she free herself? Where did she get her hands on C4? But oddly enough, it doesn't bother me. Like, her freeing herself can be explained simply by, she's a Tito, she's strong, she can break the chains. She didn't do that before because Hunter was guarding her. But now with the attack, Hunter had to go outside and fight the other. Those had to fight Griffin attacking. So she was left alone and was able to free herself, so that's fine. C4, I guess once she hacked into the mainframe, she found information where explosives are stored in the facility. Okay, yeah, I take back what I said. It makes sense that she found some C4. Sure. Yep, M16 is still waiting. And that little arigato that she mouths out. Yep, that's definitely arigato. Big Sis M16. That's who we're saving in the next episode. There's a team investigating a file full of Sangvis secrets. That doesn't look like Sangvis weapons. That looks like Griffin weapons. So I'm assuming this is a Griffin team. Why the creepy and unnerving presentation of it, though? They're shown like the next group of antagonists that Griffin will have to go against. But they look like Griffin T-dolls. They're equipped like Griffin T-dolls. Are they like stray dolls who are working on, like, their old programming, like guard this place, and doesn't matter from whom. Even if it's a Griffin, their allies coming there, they're gonna guard this place. I don't know. Or are they Griffin T-dolls that were captured by Sangvis and reprogrammed? Or are they just, shown in this sinister way just because? And it's simply a team that we're gonna rescue on our way to M16? Or maybe next episode we're actually gonna rescue this team, and M16 rescue will happen in episode 7. I have no clue. I have no clue. Don't tell me who they are, by the way. Don't spoil me that. I want to learn it myself. The Message 01. There we go. That was Girls Frontline episode 5. I think it was episode 5. Was it though? Can you show me? Episode 5 indeed. Girls Frontline, episode 5. I mean, what can I say? It was a good episode. We got some nice character moments for M4A1. We got some nice character moments for Submod. We got some nice character moment for Zhang Xian when she asked to, attack that base and retrieve AR-15. Now, I don't know if retrieving AR-15 was like primary objective of this mission, or did Zhang Xian just dress it up as we discovered the new Sangvis base and we need to get rid of it, yada yada yada, and that's why Hylian accepted it? Or was she straight with saying, hey, that's where AR-15 is and I want to rescue AR-15, can we rescue her? And it was Hylian that came up with the idea that, you know what, sure, but while you're doing that, can you also get rid of the base? I wonder. Overall, just, just a nice episode. There isn't all that much that has happened. Maybe besides like setting up a little bit more mystery. Yeah, there's a little bit more mystery behind M4A1 now. What is that thing in her head? There's a little bit of mystery behind AR-15 as well. Where did those hacking skills come from? From what we've seen so far, the T-dolls aren't all that great at that kind of stuff. They're mostly brawn and not really brain, but AR-15 seems to be different. And who are those 4 dolls that we were shown after credits? I don't know. Also, one more thing, they didn't abandon the forward base, it doesn't seem like. But now Sangvis knows about its location. Can we expect more attempts by Sangvis to lay siege to the base? Or is it gonna be completely glossed over? As, we survived that one attack by Sangvis and they're just not gonna attack us anymore. I hope that's not going to be the case. I hope that it's going to be relevant. I hope that we're either going to move the base eventually, or we're going to have regular skirmishes with Sangvis who are trying to attack the base. Because, yeah, the knowledge, the information about its whereabouts is just out there on the Sangvis network. So it would be very weird if Sangvis didn't try to, destroy the head of the operation, the forward camp that gives all other T-dolls their orders. I wonder what's the deal with that. I honestly do. Maybe it's gonna be like, the big thing for the finale, where Sangvis attacks the base and we have to push them back and then after that that's done, we move the base somewhere else, maybe. I don't know. What I do know is that we should have all members of the AR team by then. Yeah, I think we're just gonna save everybody. Right, another mystery that was introduced by this episode. What's the deal with the eye patches? Is it just a fashion statement, or is there actual functionality between them? On Scorpion, I can see it being functionality. On M16, not quite. It's like properly designed, and there are scars running under her eye. Scars. Titles can scar, apparently, which is also kind of odd. Huh. Yeah, I guess all that's left is to wait for future episodes and learn more about it. That's where the answers lie, in the future episodes. And I hope you're gonna be there with me, watching future episodes of Girls Frontline. So you don't miss it, you can subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon. That's always cool. If you become a subscriber, you get notified about it. Wow, who'd have thought? If you join my Discord server, there is also a channel where all my new releases go. So if YouTube doesn't notify me, not notify you, it does not. No, it doesn't notify me because those are my videos. Why would it notify me? If YouTube doesn't notify you about my new videos, Discord will. So join that, link in the description. But first of all, tell me what you thought of this episode. Tell me what you thought of my reaction down in the comments, and what do you think of this anime as a whole so far? If you're like a big, huge fan of those Frontline, or dedicated gun nut, sorry, do all these supposed errors with guns, do they bother you, or do they not? I wonder, because Reddit tends to be fairly not really a great reflection of the community as a whole. So I'm curious to hear about this issue from other people. Subscribe to the channel. I already told you about it, so you get notified of future releases, not only Girls Frontline, but also Arifureta Season 2, Tokyo 24-ku, Sabikui, Bisco, and Symphogear. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. If you really like what I'm doing and a simple like is not enough, you can always support me on Patreon. For just $1 a month you get access to a special channel on my Discord server that's open to everybody, and you get a role that's a nice shade of orange, so you can stand out from other users. And what else? What else should I mention? Join my Discord server. I already mentioned it. Link in the description. It's open to everybody. For $10 on my Patreon, you get early access to my non-seasonal shows. This season it's just Symphogear. I'm going completely out of order with this outro. My copy has really worn off. Share this video if you know someone who would like it. Share it. The more my videos get shared, the more YouTube shares them as well. And that helps the channel grow. And as the channel grows, I'm more motivated to make more videos. That's how it works. Yes, I'm holding more videos hostage. No, I'm not. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. So, that's gonna be it from me for today. So, as always, do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers. And this is another thing that being a Patreon supporter gets you: a place in the credits, no matter the tier you subscribe to.